What's going on YouTube, man? This is a video that I've tried to make like 3 or 4 times, but it seems like every time I press record about this particular topic, they start doing landscaping or construction outside. It gets really loud, or just whatever. And see, that's that negative energy. That's the devil. That's these demons. They don't want me to convey this beautiful message to you guys, man. But as you can see by the title, I wanted to talk about having sex while you're practicing semen preservation. Semen retention, whatever you want to call it. And, let me just start off the video by saying having sex on semen retention is a beautiful experience. It is a beautiful experience. Now, for somebody like me, when I was in high school and I would fuck girls, I never came. Never. I've only actually, out of all the times I've had sex, I've only came from sex one time. And I was actually like not too long ago. It was this year. So, and the only reason I fucked around and came that time is because I was just out of it. You know what I'm saying? And I almost kind of like wanted to just come because I was getting ready to start my semen retention streak. This one that I'm on now. So, but anyway, out of all those times, I would never have sex, or I would never come when I had sex. But it was unwillingly. It was because I couldn't come, because I've always used condoms, and condoms always kind of cut off the circulation a little bit. You can't feel anything. And, especially when you're in high school, most girls aren't that experienced. You're not that experienced. So it's not at the same level as when you get older. So I was just unable to come. And, but the problem was that after fucking for 30 minutes, an hour, however long I would go, 2 hours, I would always take the condom off and finish myself off. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I'm not going to leave here without coming. Or I would go home and do it myself. But I was basically busting off my nut before the day was over with. You know what I'm saying? And so I didn't get those same benefits that I would get now, or other semen retention streaks that I've been on, where I'm going in, I'm having sex, and I have the conscious thought in my head that I'm not going to come at all. It's a completely different experience. Hopefully that light isn't too bright. You guys can still see me okay. But, you talk to the average guy. And even women, because, of course, I talk to women and everything, and some know my channel, or I just tell them, it'll just come up in conversation, and I tell them, like, yeah, I practice semen retention, I don't come. And I've actually had some girls, like, not want to fuck me anymore. Like, I can give you a lot of examples, but this was back in, like, maybe March. It was around my birthday. And there was this girl that I was about to have sex with. We were like trying to set up a date, and she was trying to sext with me, and she was like, where do you want? She was like, where do you want to come? Woo. And I was like, well, I'm not gonna come. Just to be honest with you. She was like, oh, well then don't even worry about it. Don't even come. And she meant like don't come over to her place. So, the act of not coming is very, very taboo. So, but let me just say this. I ended up still going over to that girl's place. Like, don't listen to all that bullshit. That's a different topic. But anyway, man, if you ask the average guy, do you think you could retain your semen while fucking? Or say, hell no, that's the whole point of fucking. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get that nut. So by you going in and consciously deciding that you are not going to come, you're putting yourself in the 1%. You were already in like the 1% by not watching porn, not masturbating, and, trying to retain your semen. But when you go on and you say, I'm going to still fuck girls and I'm still not going to come, you've like put yourself in like the top 0.001%, man. I mean, there's almost nobody on the planet that actually does that. Of course, there's a lot of people, but there's very, very, very few people on the planet that are fucking girls on a regular basis and do not come because they chose not to come. So it just like turns you into like this, I don't even like saying alpha male, because it's like, you're so far past that. Like, I like to say it's like you become like a god, lowercase g, lowercase. But it's like you become a god or like an angel or just some higher life form. Like, I can't even explain it. Like, when you just have sex and you just ravish your motherfucking ass for like an hour and a half. And see, back in like high school when I was 16, 17, 18, I really didn't even like having sex. I would do it, but I would rather a girl just like, I would rather just have a girl perform fellatio on me because it's like, I can't feel anything. And when you go like 30 minutes of not feeling anything, you don't want to go another 30 minutes. So I would just usually wrap it up around 30 minutes and, you know, finish myself off. But when you fucking, when you're going in and, because see, in order to have success with semen retention and still have sex, you have to like rewire your brain. You have to approach sex in a different light. You can't approach it as, oh, I'm finna fuck the shit out this girl and I'm gonna be real with you because a lot of people aren't real. Like when guys talk, they say shit like if a girl's got a fat ass, like, oh man, I would nut all over her ass, you know, ooh, hit it from the back, ooh, all on them titties or on her pretty face. You know, that's how motherfuckers think. And I thought like that. Almost everybody thinks like that. And even girls think like that. Like they think, oh man, I want him to come on my face or on my ass or whatever. But when you approach it in a different way and you just say to yourself, I'm just going to enjoy this experience. I'm going to just really connect with her for an hour. And that doesn't mean you're just doing, oh, you know, I want to make love to you. It's not, I'm not saying that, but you can still have sex the same way, but you're just viewing the whole action as itself in a much different light. So instead of thinking as it as just raw passion, you're thinking of it as a way to actually connect with this person spiritually and physically, emotionally, and even mentally. Like you could just feel the energy between the two of you. And when you have that sort of view set, you want to go an hour, you want to go an hour and a half, you want to go 2 hours. And because you're not worried about coming, you can just keep going and you can just fully enjoy the moment, man. So when you go like an hour and a half, 2, 3 hours, I mean, once you, like I said, you make that conscious effort and you build up your sexual stamina. So even if you wanted to, you couldn't come in less than an hour, less than 2 hours, like you just fucking, you just ravish her motherfucking ass. Like I was talking to one of my friends, like 30 minutes, because a lot of girls say times, and I know a lot of y'all, like y'all watch porn and shit, and you got your, it's got your mind messed up. But girls always say, yeah, we fucked for hours. And then, like I remember this one girl, man, it was like, this was when I was in high school. We had sex for like 25 minutes. And I know because I was looking at the time, there was a clock on the wall. And the whole time I was looking at the time, and it was about 25, 26 minutes, almost on the dot. And later on, she was like, man, that was the best hour of my life. So girls, when they're getting fucked, their time is completely messed up. So don't even worry about that. Like, she's going to know if you came really, really quick. But as long as you get past, like, 10, 15 minutes, it's going to seem like a long time to her. But I'm saying all that to say, like, 30 minutes of fucking, especially if you're doing all the fucking, which let's just be real, that's most of the time. These girls don't know how to ride. They don't want to ride, but majority of them. But when you just fuck her ass for like more than an hour, like I'm talking about an hour straight, no breaks, no water breaks, no, oh, I came and I'm gonna take a 2-minute rest and I'm gonna go back in. No. An hour straight of just fucking the shit out of her. Like she's just gonna turn to jelly, man. Like I was watching a couple weeks ago, I was watching Gabriel, I forget his middle name, but Bocanegra. Everybody knows who he is. Everybody who practices NoFap knows him. And he was talking about this, man. Like, he was talking about how he used to fuck his girlfriend in high school. Like, when you just fuck her ass for like an hour, once you reach that hour mark, it's like she just turns into jelly, man. She just turns into like she just completely submits to you. Like, if she was letting you fuck, she was probably already submissive and, you know, depending on the basis of you guys' relationship, she was probably already submissive. But like you just like own her after like an hour, like, and you would just you would have to experience it. And then once you get to like an hour and a half, 2 hours, like I mean, like I said, I keep wanting to say you talk about being an alpha male, but that's an understatement. Like you literally like become a sex god. And if you really know what you're doing and you just fuck her ass for like 2 hours straight, oh man. And then the most beautiful part about it is you go for an hour, hour and a half, 2 hours, 3 hours, 5 hours, or maybe you like split it up. You do an hour, then you do like another hour, 10 minutes later, another hour, 30 minutes later. And when you do all of that and then you never even come, like you have just completely mastered sex at that point. You know what I'm saying? It's because it's one thing to just completely fuck the hell out of a girl. That's, that's whatever. That's up here. And then it's another thing to never come. You know what I'm saying? But when you mix those things and they just run congruent to one another, it just takes you to an entirely different level. And it's really hard to put into words. It's really hard to articulate all of my thoughts with this because it's really an unspeakable existence that you reach once you do that, man. And you just feel so, so good. It's like you just fucked her ass. Like I said, you've just fucked her for hours. You fucked the girl silly. And she's laying there. She's just like in a daze. And you're just like wide awake. And you just got all this radiant energy, this sexual energy, just like permeating out your pores because you didn't even come. Like, usually if y'all fuck for like 30 minutes or an hour and you come, both of y'all come, you want to sit there and lay down and go to sleep or whatever, man. But, or even if you leave, even if you're the type of the guy to hit it and then want to get up out the house, like you're just drained because you've drained all your life force. You've drained all your energy. But when you just fuck the shit out of that girl, man, and you didn't even come, and then you do your breathing practices, you meditate, you let the sexual energy rise up to your head, and you just got all of that sexual energy, the sexual energy that your body created, and then the sexual energy that you absorbed from her during the act, and you let all that just go up to your head, and it just resonates within your brain. Man, it's probably one of the best feelings that I've ever felt in my life, and I've done it. I haven't done it a lot. I'm talking about doing it purposely because, like I said, I was doing it all the time when I was 16, 17, 18, even 19, but it doesn't count because I wasn't, hell, even 20, even earlier this year, like in between this streak and my streak that I ended in May, I was doing it, but it doesn't count because afterwards, I would still finish off myself. But when you just go into the act and you say, I'm about to fuck this girl and I don't want to come, because see, all those other times in high school when I wasn't coming with those girls, I still wanted to. I just couldn't. But when you go into it and say, I'm not going to come, I don't want to come, I'm going to go, I'm just about to just fully give this girl pleasure for however long. And afterwards, I'm going to meditate. I'm going to utilize that sexual energy. Like, it's just a magnificent feeling, man. It's a magnificent feeling. But the only way you can experience that is if you don't. The only way you can experience semen retention to that degree is if you don't go into it with the thought that I gotta come, which is hard to do. But I'm going to end the video right here, and I'm about to just start a new one and do a part 2. But I don't want to lose you guys, so I don't want to put it over 15 minutes. So I appreciate you guys watching, man. Leave a like, leave your comments below, your experiences, and I'm going to hit you guys with that part 2.